Welcome friends, fiends, and familiars to the Comic Fiends Comic Friends. On this show, I have conversations with friends from all over about comics. In this week's episode, I talked to one of my very best friends from college. Just keep in mind that I actually recorded this and the next two episodes a few months ago, so the timing's a bit off.
This week we're interviewing my friend and yours, Mr. TMNT Fever. Welcome, Mr. TMNT Fever.
Hi, thank you. Hi. You
Uh,
can call me just Mr. Fever if
oh,
you'd like.
Mr. Fever, great. That's exciting. Hope you're feeling well, Mr. Fever. Uh, so go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you, Mr. Fever? Tell us your secrets.
Hello. I'm TMNT Fever. My real name's JC. I live out in Oklahoma City. So I work for a defense contractor, and I like doing nerdy stuff. Yeah.
All right, great. I don't know, is that too much information? Is that okay?
I don't know. Confidential. I might have to kill everyone who listens to this.
Wait,
Just kidding.
Okay, great. Yeah. That's fun. Okay. All right, great. So what kind of comics do you read? And keeping in mind that everything counts. So, it doesn't have to be strictly comics or, the American comics. Anything that loosely sort of fits that we can talk about here. So, what do you...
Well, I actually really like the gritty comics. Yes.
All right.
So Berserk, that's a manga.
Yeah.
Super grit right there. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Classic.
That's as gritty as it gets, and then like early Batman stuff. Yeah, I love it. I love the.
You like the darker toned things?
Yes.
All right. Cool. That's exciting. So you like the darker tone things. How did you get into those? How did you start reading these? How did you start reading comics at all? It doesn't have to be those. Those would just be your favorites. So.
Yeah. As a kid, I didn't really own comics myself. My dad was too cheap to buy them.
Oh.
So was the rest of my family. So I would just go to like the bookstore, or I don't know. I don't know if your guys' grocery stores held comic books, but mine did. And
Like
yeah,
the spinner racks or like magazine racks? Like where'd you see?
magazine racks. They would have just like comic books there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I know at the one at mine, they just had a whole bunch of DC, Marvel, and the Volume 1 Ninja Turtle stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I would read just the Ninja Turtles over and over because I really like the show, the toys, and yeah, just read those over and over. And then I figured out that there's way more than just the Volume 1.
So wait, those sound really old. Were they just sitting there for years and years, and you just happened to be the first one to come along and grab them, or was it just?
Yeah, I think they just never restocked their comic books.
Oh wow. Okay, and nobody was.
They don't. No one buys them.
Oh,
People just go in there and
right.
look past them or whatever.
And where was this? This was in.
This was in Barstow,
Barstow.
California.
Oh boy, yeah.
There wasn't a comic book store.
I wonder if that's changed, but yeah, oof.
I wouldn't give Barstow credit.
Oh jeez, all right.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't have the money to buy them. Just read whatever I could that way. But
All
yeah,
right, so you would go into the store and you'd read everything there, and that's how you got...
and it was just the first series of Ninja Turtles, which was it's like 6 comics, or 8. I think it's 8 comims or 8 issues.
Gosh, okay, yeah.
So just the same ones over and over. And then, like growing up, there's the more cartoony ones. It's called the Ninja Turtle Adventure series. Those ones closely follow the show.
The cartoons. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I didn't really read anything until college, and then that's when you started pushing the comics on.
Whoa! Don't make this about me here. This is about you, friend. Well, I accept the blame. It's probably my fault to some extent.
Yeah, I did like Flashpoint, Darkest Night type stuff.
No.
Immortal Iron Fist. That was great.
Did I the Blackest Night, the
Blackest Night. Blackest
Green
Night.
Lantern event? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So just yeah, I liked all the things you recommended to me.
That's all right.
I don't really go
You
out of
know,
my way to read
right.
anything other than Ninja Turtles. So.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, you're still reading them, right? I mean,
Yeah, sometime in college, when I was being influenced comically, don't know if that's proper use of the word, but I, the IDW was starting to publish
that's
The
right.
new Ninja Turtle comics.
Yeah, so you're still following those.
Yeah, still following those. They came out with the new Batman crossover,
Right, that's
so
right. And
it's pretty exciting.
is it? Okay. And that's so that IDW did a crossover with DC for that then? Is that
Yeah, they did a crossover. I
oh,
mean, this wasn't their first one. They did Ghostbusters, and I think they did some Archie comic crossovers too.
that sounds like
Yeah.
something that would happen. I mean, there's been what Archie's met like a few an interesting there's been a few interesting crossovers with Archie. There's Archie meets the Punisher, Archie meets the Predator. There's probably more. I don't know them all off the hand, but I mean that's still pretty weird. But
Archie meets John Cena.
oh yeah. Oh wait, that actually did happen. I
Oh,
think
did
maybe that might have been the Flintstones or Scooby Doo. I don't know.
oh,
The Flintstones been doing a bunch of weird stuff lately.
I didn't know they were still running.
Yeah, I think it's like direct to
Ha,
DVD stuff.
running.
Uh,
How they drive.
good job. Um, okay, so all right, so what do you like about the comics? You're still reading them, and I know you already keep up with you still keep up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Hmm.
separately, but you still go out of your way to make sure you read the comics. So
Oh yeah.
that means it has to offer something else, right? Is it
Well, yeah. I mean, the cartoons, as good as they are, the new one, uh, it's still silly. It's still they
sure?
try aiming for children. And even the old one was super silly and aimed toward the children. So the
Right.
comic book, it aims for the more adult audience. It could give us like people dying and stuff that the show wouldn't be able to handle. So yeah, that's why I keep up with the comic books.
Hmm. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. So, sort of because the cartoon has a younger audience,
Yeah.
they have to meet certain standards. But
Hmm.
uh, excuse me. When it gets to the print, they can sort of get away with a lot more. They can do a lot darker stories. Is that?
Yeah, they could do darker stories, or they could just do, you know, they could do more complicated plots. They
Hmm.
could. I
Hmm.
mean, the TV, the 2012 cartoon for Ninja Turtles, they done, you know, uh, dimensional travel and stuff, but they not to the extent of the comic books, not nearly close. So that's why I like you know, it's more catered to my adult, I don't know,
Your taste as an
my
adult,
taste.
or
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Because I mean,
Like,
I don't think that would stop you from reading or watching it. It's just it sort of
oh yeah,
satisfies that other.
yeah. I mean, I get yeah the inner kid in me gets satisfied by the cartoon, and then the inner adult of me gets satisfied by the comic.
The
So
inner, not the outer, not the
not
adult.
yeah, no,
There's
they're
two.
both inner.
They're both
Yes,
in.
the outside is just this mixture of a I don't know, young adult teenager.
All right. Okay. So tell me more about the. I'm interested in this Batman crossover thing. And
Hmm.
not just that. Let's go into detail here. Like what? So how does it even happen? It's. Is there like a dimension and gate thing that they end up going through, and somehow they end up in Gotham, or is he end up in? Oh, geez, I can't remember. It's just New York.
Or it's just New
It's just
York.
New York. So it's. I mean, it's the same thing. Gotham, New York, Bloodhaven, Metropolis. It's all probably
Yes.
pretty close. I think.
Yeah.
Somebody
Well,
might yell at me about that. I'm not sure, but. Uh,
yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, and plus, it's only on its second issue. I
oh,
heard it's going
really?
to be on at least a 4-issue run. I mean,
Right.
that's how That's how the Ghostbusters went.
Right. That's a short mini series, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's okay. That's fine. Don't get into too much detail, but how do they end up in the same place? I think you could give me that at least.
Yeah. So they like you said, it is an interdimensional happening.
Okay.
The Ninja Turtles they're dealing with some, aliens, and it just so happens that the dimension they wound up in was Batman's, and
Right.
anything that happens in Gotham, Batman hears about, and
Oh, of
he
course.
was, first responder
That makes
to them
sense.
coming.
Right.
Which was antics ensue. You could imagine. Well, the thing about Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles are there's the Ghostbusters are quirky one-liners, type people,
Hmm.
and so are the Ninja Turtles. But they could get serious. Batman is like all serious. So you just have this, straight man with the four goofballs. He makes Raphael look like a goofball.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
that's
Oh, we got some of that in what was it? We got some of that out of
Turtles
the
Forever.
Turtles Forever movie that they
Yes.
did. Yeah, and I think the Raphael looked like Michelangelo compared to the old
The
Turtles,
comic,
right?
the 83,
Original
original Ninja
black and white
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah, the first volume they were, or at least just the first issue, they were really gritty,
Yeah.
And then it's weird because once you get to like the third, I think there's a second issue which is the Mousers, and then the third issue, then they start doing more jokes because April's in the picture.
Right. So okay, so volume 1, it sounds like volume 1 didn't really carry on the way the first issue did. Was the first So the first issue was the black and white one where they were
Mhm.
all, I think, wearing red. Nobody
Yeah.
They didn't have the multicolors, right?
Yeah. Technically, the whole first volume was black and white, and then they
Yes.
recolored it later. But
Right.
yeah, that first issue was definitely, what people remembered, like the really gritty monologue Leonardo, and
Oh, yes, right.
yeah, and like the very pointed beaks.
Oh yeah. They had that. They were all
Yeah.
like sneering constantly, I think, in those
Yeah.
pictures.
That
Right?
yeah, that style slowly fades throughout the first volume.
Oh.
They start getting a rounder nose
Mhm.
and stuff when they're not in battle.
Right. So okay, so volume 1, did that it exist in the same like continuum as the first issue, or did they sort of pick up in a different place?
It's like a in medias res type deal where they're already, already in the middle of the action, and they've already trained, all the way up to that point.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
this isn't their first rodeo, as they would put it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then volume 1 picks up, and then volume 1, are they wearing the colors, or are they?
You can't tell,
You
but
can't tell. Oh, I see. Volume 1's still in black and white. I see.
yeah.
Got
You
it.
can't tell, but as far as the story goes, yeah, they should be wearing all the same colors.
Right.
Yeah, that's they tried starting the IDW series like that too.
Oh,
All of them
did
wearing
they?
red,
Uh-huh.
but they had a reason.
Oh. Okay. So what was the reason?
Well, as children, they trained with different colored headbands because Splinter couldn't identify them separately.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
All turtles look alike. So,
Wow.
um,
Uh-huh.
so as we're growing up, oh man, it's so complicated. Okay,
Go for it.
So-
No, this is what this is
okay,
for.
all right. So there were only 3 of them originally. 3
Really?
turtles, yeah, that were trained by Splinter.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Which ones were those? I'm gonna guess.
that was Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have guessed
And-
that Raphael was part of that.
Yes.
I guess
And
not.
Raphael was lost at mutation,
Really?
Yeah, so he's just been on the streets, just kind of, surviving.
Oh.
And then
Oh, okay. That's why
Splinter,
he's-
yeah, Splinter knows that Raphael's favorite color is red,
Uh-huh.
so he had his brothers all wear red just to remind them who they're searching for
Right.
and who they're training to search for. And yeah, just the only reason Splinter knows all, his favorite color and that there is a fourth brother is that they're reincarnations of a past life.
This is the IDW series.
This is the IDW series.
Okay,
They were in some, really, they were a family. Do you want me to tell you the origin?
I mean, you could, if you want to keep it short, then it sounds
Yeah,
like
I
you don't
could
want to say the whole thing, but
Yeah, I could summarize it.
20 words or less.
20 words or less. Yeah, you're a very busy man.
Of course.
Okay, so yeah, the Splinter, and that's not his original name, but I'm just gonna say that because real name's
it's already
too long.
18 words, I think.
Yeah, dang it. Okay, so Splinter and his wife, they have 4 kids. He's the leader of a ninja clan. This is back in old Japan dynasty era, and Shredder betrays him, kills his wife, and then he flees with his 4 children. Then the Foot Clan hunt him down and murder him and all of his 4 children. Cut to the
Okay, so he's actually just like the father,
he's actually the father, yeah.
Reincarnated.
Yeah, so cut to the future, he's a lab rat, and then he sees the 4 turtles and he's like, those are my sons. I just know it. And then they all yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
Then like he kind of takes care of them while they're in the lab, and then they get mutated, and then they lose, It's funny because they speak English
Yeah,
really well.
sure.
And there was a point where they found this old Japanese manuscript.
Uh-huh.
And Michelangelo was like, yeah, dude, this says, you got to find this sword, and then it's going to unlock this demon or whatever. And everyone was like, Mikey, you're reading, like, you're reading it. He's like, yeah. And he's like, but it's in Japanese. He's like, what? He's like, you know what that means, right? And they're like, you could read Japanese. He's like, no, I could read all those manga now.
Oh my gosh. You really said that?
He really says that in the comics.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's pretty. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job, IDW.
Yeah, good job, IDW.
So, Eastman and Laird were the original author artist. That was the
author and artist for the first issue. Yeah.
Which one was which?
I'm pretty sure Eastman was the one who did the art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that leaves the other one. Are they involved with this newer thing or directing?
Yes.
Or
yes.
Any kind of creative influence?
Eastman is he does some of the direction on the IDW comics, and he also does a bonus cover on the inside.
Oh, does he really? That's I
yeah.
really like they do that. That's fun.
For every issue they have like a whole bunch of covers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like.
Right.
Yeah, I try not to upload them all onto my blog.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. That's nice that they're able to stay involved like that. Because I understand, or I've been told that it's something. Either it was a parody to start, right? Like it was supposed to be like it's supposed to be funny. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's
right?
the entirety of it is supposed to be a joke. They didn't expect for it to be this big, but
right.
Yeah, they were trying to really parody the seriousness of comic books at the time. No matter what the material is, a guy dressed up in a bat suit.
Sure.
So they're like, oh, just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, acting serious.
Yeah, super grim, super gritty, and then the cartoon happened, and that's totally not what.
Well, they had actually no contributions to the 1987 cartoon.
They didn't?
They did not. They kind of disowned it for a while.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and then they're like, I guess it's fine, because they didn't like how campy it was.
Oh, because they went straight for they were trying to go for like super serious Batman, Dark Knight Batman, but then they end up with like the Adam West.
Exactly.
More like silly and funny and
mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's what I consumed, and that's sort of what my my mental image of it became. So it's not.
Yeah,
Um,
that is a fair comparison.
yeah, and then I don't know about money, but I imagine that kind of helped a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, they definitely got money from that.
Yeah, because even the some of the, I had a few of the Ninja Turtles comics, but they weren't any of the. It wasn't the really serious stuff. Like I had some pretty strange. I had this like it was almost like a cartoony look to it. I never looked it up afterwards.
Was the title written or the title? How did it look? Was it like the cartoon series
I
title?
want to say it was, but it was a really long
Okay.
time ago. Like I got this. I think it had to have been like the 90s.
Yeah, because any of the Mirage comics, they don't use that, red bar, green finger looking title,
Oh right.
Yeah, they,
Yeah, what
they,
was that? His fingers. I
I,
don't know.
it, I always assumed it was leftover mutation. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, they used the basic, I guess, I don't know if it's Arial font or something, but
Oh,
yeah,
it's a simpler kind of.
yeah, they use the simpler font in
Right.
the Mirage comics.
Hmm.
So yeah, you must have read Ninja Turtles Adventures, which is the one I was talking about
Right.
earlier.
It could have been Adventures, but Adventures. It was even more cartoony than Adventures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wish I remembered what it was called because it was
I
such a
have
weird,
no idea.
really weird. Like, um, it was almost like a Looney Tunes look.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it was really cartoony looking. Like,
I don't know. I've never read any Ninja Turtle like that.
yeah, I wish I remembered what it was called, but it was like even less serious. They were dealing with. I can't. I wish I remember the context of it. Like, I really
If
can't.
if Donatello was a cyborg,
No,
or
it's not.
okay,
No, 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 no.
because that's the Forbidden volume,
Really? Oh
third
gosh.
volume of uh after because Mirage made two volumes,
Right.
and then they didn't plan on making another one, so they gave it off to Image or something like that,
Uh-huh.
and they made a third volume,
Oh.
which got crazy.
Hmm.
Let's say Raphael turned into the Shredder, Donnie became a cyborg,
Yep.
Michelangelo lost an arm, and Leonardo was blind.
That
But
was that like crazy dark future thing, right? Like
yeah,
it was.
but that was actually canon. Like it wasn't even the future; it was just current
Oh,
time
that just did happen.
yeah, for the volume. Yeah,
Huh.
and then Peter Laird and Eastman, they're like, okay, that's horrible. We're just gonna not acknowledge that third volume and just make our own. And they made a fourth one, and that was the last Mirage volume.
Oh wow.
It was horrible. I mean, I didn't want to read it, but I was too curious not to.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I feel like they addressed it. Didn't they address it or in a weird sort of way in one of the shows? They kind of
Yeah,
went into the.
yeah. They addressed it in the 2003 show.
They did. Okay.
Mhm.
And wasn't it something like it was a future, like a dark future that they could end up on accidentally,
It
or
was like
was
a
it?
weird 4-part episode or something like that, where each of the turtles got sent to different dimensions slash universes slash time, just different places.
Hmm.
Like Michelangelo got sent to a time or a universe where they're superheroes and they have powers.
Oh, that's the So that one's based on the anime,
The
I think,
anime,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
Yeah.
was a parody to the anime.
Yeah. I can't
Uh,
believe there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anime that made
yeah,
them into superheroes, but it did
yeah,
happen. That
yep.
exists.
And Raphael got sent to some weird futuristic thing.
Oh, was it based on the third movie? Is that the one they ended?
No, it's not. They went to the past in
Oh,
that one, but no, this one is like high tech future, like
oh,
Batman Beyond future.
wait, that sounds cool.
Yeah, and he won a race or something like that. That was stupid.
Oh,
And then Leonardo went to like Yojimbo, that Ninja Rabbits.
oh, actually, Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah, Usagi Yojimbo. He went to his universe,
Huh. Okay.
and then Donatello went into the screwed up universe.
Oh, geez.
And
Okay.
then like the first person he saw was Mikey, who had missed an arm,
Oh,
and he had
wow.
like, all these scars on him. And then he's like, Donnie, I thought you died.
Oh,
We're like, what? And then I guess they met Raph. He wasn't Shredder in that one.
right.
And then it looked like Leonardo was blind, but he didn't act blind, or they didn't acknowledge it, but he looked blind.
Did he have like a blindfold on and then he
He
just
had
kind of.
he had like these weird black things in replacement of his eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They looked injected into his head.
Spooky.
Yeah. I forgot what happened to Raphael. Anyway, they all died anyway.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
In
But
that.
but Donnie got back, I
Yeah,
imagine.
Donnie got back.
Okay. Okay. So I have heard about this from somebody, and I guess I've never made the connection here, or I don't know. Somebody insisted on this, but there's a Daredevil connection somehow. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, break it down for me. I've only heard like bits of it, something like there's some connections, but when you said the blind, that Leonardo was blind, that's all I could think of is the.
Oh, okay. No, the Daredevil connection is just like their master, his name's Splinter, and
Right.
Daredevil's master was named Stick.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Are they in some kind of like alternate Hell's Kitchen? Do you think
yeah,
that's part of it?
that's also the like the old art style, the Daredevil comic books. That's how
Right.
they drew Hell's Kitchen. It's kind of like how Eastman drew the Ninja Turtles, New
Right.
York. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think I think that's it for the Daredevil comparison.
Hmm.
Unless
Okay.
I'm missing something.
No, I don't. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know it that well. It's just that's what
Yeah,
I
I've
had
heard
heard.
it too, but I think that's the only one I can remember that stands out is the Stick and Splinter.
Yeah, because it's not. It wasn't. It's obviously it's not a
Oh yeah, and
Marvel
the
book,
I
so
guess the
it's not.
mutation too.
Oh, yeah, because the
Yeah, like
ooze and the
oh my
whatever,
god,
whatever.
the original mutation is such an accident.
Well, really, what do you mean? Like,
It's like a guy who's like he's a truck driver and
uh-huh.
he's transporting the ooze and he's not paying attention to the road because he's worried about his wife. And then there's like this little kid who's riding this bike and you think the kid's gonna get ran over the bike, but no, this guy runs into a he got this the truck driver runs into like a fire hydrant or some other guy,
Uh-huh.
and then no one's hurt. They're just out doing what's that called? They're just out, I guess, exchanging insurance papers or
Oh, okay.
information. And
Yeah.
there's a little kid, there's a kid who was on the bike. He stops right next to a manhole,
Yeah.
and he's holding 4 baby turtles in a jar. And you're like, okay, I thought he was gonna get ran over.
Right.
Nope. Um, what's that called? Some dude just bumps into him, and then he drops the turtles.
Oh,
And then apparently that's where some of the vials fell into in the manhole. And you're like, how I guess that kid's supposed to be a parody of Daredevil, maybe.
oh my gosh.
Like,
Huh.
be careful when you're biking.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So instead of a little kid getting hit by whatever this truck was transporting, it's just the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Sure.
I guess that's another comparison to Daredevil.
Yeah. Okay. Well, goodness.
Hmm.
That's. I guess. Yeah. I guess it's a connection. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It seems like it would suit. It would suit the universe. I don't know what the word is here, but it obviously, it wasn't actually the same universe. It's just maybe that's what they had in mind when they were doing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Well, I feel like I learned a lot about Ninja Turtles. I mean,
Oh,
I knew a handful.
there's way more to learn.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Okay. Well, okay. So then I guess while we're on the subject, there's that new movie coming out,
Hmm.
right? How do you feel about that? You looking forward to it? Because I know, I mean, I feel like we watched that last movie and we came out of it okay. It wasn't like completely terrible, but it wasn't like quite there
Yeah.
in terms of a film. Like I felt like I had what was the previous one that came out? Not TMNT Forever, but
Which one?
I think it was just called TMNT, the
Oh
the
yes,
CGI one.
2007 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that
hmm
one was. I thought that one was okay.
yeah, that one was decent. I
Yeah,
mean,
like the monster plot was kind of in the way of things a little bit
yeah, that's a little silly.
because I mean it was fine, but like it when it was happening, I felt like I remember feeling, oh no, they're gonna spend all this time on it, and then it was over so quick. I wondered why they even bothered with it,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah, they could have done something. There's a whole bunch of Ninja Turtle lore they could have taken from,
mhm.
and they didn't. They're like, oh, let's just make this monster story. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why people don't like that one.
right. I can see
Yeah.
that,
Same
but
thing with the second and third Ninja Turtle movie.
mhm.
They're
Oh,
like that's why they didn't like it.
because they oh I see. It's because they went more into like they came up with an original story rather than
Yeah, they came up with the
using something
original
source.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Ninja Turtles 2 people were fine because some people thought it was Bebop and Rocksteady, and some people
Talk was it?
Tokon Razor.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
Like so, I mean it was original, but it was also like not upsetting or
Yeah.
boring,
So
I
people were
guess.
fine with 2, and then 3 you're like, okay, this is dumb.
Well, I guess that's just something you have to go through.
Yeah.
But okay, so then the last movie, we'll just talk about that real quick.
hmm
That I feel like I came out of that one wanting more, but I felt like I was. I mean, not like I have any control over it, but it was kind of you got one more of these, or else I can't like watch. I don't want to go to like the Transformers. I ended up stopping. I think after the second or third. Um,
I'm actually glad that they didn't do. I'm pretty sure they came out before Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I'm glad that they didn't take that route.
what do you mean the amazing? What do you mean?
I mean, you've seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 where they tried setting up that whole, evil council.
Ah, okay. I think I see what you mean. Like it was before they were trying to franchise. They were trying to
Yeah, they
do
were
like
really trying to franchise Spider-Man.
right. Okay,
And
so
that's one thing I liked about that first TMNT movie, or
mhm.
that newer live
The Michael Bay
action.
one, right?
Michael Bay. Yeah, he was a producer, not a director, but yeah.
Hmm. His name's
So
on it, so I
yeah,
mean,
his name's on it.
shit.
So yes, that's what I liked about Bay's Ninja Turtles. He didn't try franchising it.
Right. It
Yeah.
was it was more of a standalone, single
Yeah.
episode kind of thing. I mean, I guess I'd be afraid of that for the next one.
Yeah.
Even though they kept it contained, but it also didn't feel like I wasn't expecting them to keep going with it. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how much they
exactly.
made. I wasn't like really keen on the designs. And it was overall it was fine. Like when I watched it, I wasn't mad afterwards, I think. I don't
Yeah.
but
Actually, a lot of the fault is in, yeah, the design of the turtles. They're actually pulling back
really.
on a lot of that. Yeah, like if
Huh.
you watch, or if you see comparisons of, the sequel with that first Bay movie,
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh wow, they really changed it.
Uh-huh.
Like they got rid of the lips,
Oh, good. Oh,
and they
yeah, that
got
was
rid of
not
a lot of the spots, like weird dirty spots on their body. They brightened up their colors,
okay.
and they like also got rid of all the junk they were wearing. They were like super trashy looking.
Yeah, they had a lot of
So,
stuff on.
yeah, so I mean, they still have a lot of stuff on, but it's better.
It looks cleaner,
Yeah, it's
more
cleaner.
okay.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, that's one big problem with that movie. And also, one problem was the audience, or not the audience, the fans' fault.
Really?
Yeah,
How
like
do you
because,
how do you figure?
well, when the script leaked, before the
Oh.
movie was being made,
Hmm.
they were going to be aliens, and what's it called? What's that actor's name? The white guy.
What? Are you talking about the guy who played Vernon?
No, the evil guy.
Oh, I don't know his name, but the guy.
Yeah,
So you're saying the guy who played not Shredder, but Shredder's like little.
scientist or
Oh,
rich
what?
guy.
No,
Rich guy.
I can't remember his name at all. Yeah, it's not in
Yeah,
my head.
that
But
that guy. He was supposed to be Shredder.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
and
they
then
but they insisted.
Yeah. And then the audience insisted, no, it has to be Japanese. No, they have to be, mutated by blah blah blah. And
Right.
I honestly think that, if since they are going to go with the dimensional travel and aliens later on, since that is Ninja Turtle lore,
Right.
it's fine if they're aliens. I wouldn't miss, April O'Neil having convoluted connection to the turtles,
Oh yeah.
and with the scientist guy, and that scientist guy having this, Japanese guy. And
Right.
they're like, okay, this is too much.
Yeah.
They're like, if he were just Shredder and they were aliens,
Mm.
then we wouldn't have to focus on April O'Neil so much.
Oh
So-
yeah, I feel
so
like that's what I think is going to be good or interesting about the new one. So I mean, even
Yeah.
though they kind of forced their hand to be more like the source material in some weird way, this new one, I mean, I don't know if you sent me the trailer or if I just ended up seeing it on my own, but it really felt like, well, it's like everything that you kind of liked out of the 80s cartoon and more, almost like all the merchandising stuff, all the stuff you saw in the commercials, like when they busted out you know what it's called, I don't remember what it's called, but when they busted out the turtle van and it started shooting out manhole covers, I was like, you got me, like that's
Well,
it, I didn't need
yeah,
anything else.
exactly.
And then they kept going, like they really
Yeah.
they were like, okay, here's this, guess what, we got Baxter Stockman, guess what, we
Yep.
got Casey Jones, guess what, we got
Mhm.
Bebop and Rocksteady. And
Yep.
I was like, oh
And
dear.
Shredder's still there.
And Shredder's, of course, somehow, I don't know.
Yeah. And then they keep going. You're like, oh, now we have people coming from another dimension.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, that's great.
Oh, you didn't?
If I did, I wasn't like, I was already like,
Oh.
oh, this is amazing. So
Well,
wait,
yeah,
are
like
you saying we're getting
we might be getting either Triceraton, Krang, or what are those annoying people? I don't
jeez,
remember.
I
the
don't remember.
names.
Well, I hope it's Krang because
Yeah.
I
I'm
want
pretty
that.
sure
I want
it's-
that.
Whatever it is, it's Dimension X. That's
Yeah,
what we're getting.
great. Oh boy, Dimension X is
Like,
gonna be always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're pulling out all the stops on that next movie.
Great.
And by the looks of it, it looks like they're gonna have a lot of fun
Yeah.
because the song they're playing is tricky.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
I was like, oh man,
Yep.
I hope I'm not disappointed by this.
Yeah.
But it looks so fun.
Yeah,
and
my
I
hopes-
don't think I will be.
My hopes are high, and I'm gonna be bummed if I am disappointed by it. But yeah, what I've seen so far, it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's good that they're. I don't know.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles definitely, it's branching out, and I know there's something about it, like in the the original comics, that just stayed with people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the old Greek theory of the four biles. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't. Is that?
It's just something basic. It's like four different personalities. Like these are the four essence
Mm.
of people, and those are the Ninja Turtles. That they're extremes.
Oh.
Yeah, to the
So,
extremes. So
Which four? What
um,
are the four? If you're.
I don't know.
as
Yeah,
you're-
if you allow me to Google it real quick. All right, real quick.
This is the kind of thing.
Hippocrates, huh?
This is the kind of thing you have to have written down already if you're gonna bring it up,
Yeah.
man. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's called Hippocrates' four biles, or the four humors, or
Uh-huh.
something like that. There's yellow bile, black bile, phlegm, and blood.
Wow.
And then there's the four seasons: autumn, spring, winter, summer.
Okay.
Four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. So
I know air and fire here. I feel like I could guess which ones those are,
yeah.
but I don't know if I would know which ones water and earth are. in this.
Well, water would be Leo.
Oh, okay, sure.
Air would be Donnie
Yep, that
because
was.
it's
yeah.
intelligence. Earth would be Mikey. He's most materialistic.
Oh, okay.
Fire is rage. And
Yeah. Well, I got
yeah,
it wrong.
So
My
so
guess
yeah,
was
really, it's
off.
the four essence. Like
Mhm.
it's like a quadfecta. It's if it's written to a story, it's bound to draw people in. I think that's what I've read before. Like
Oh.
it was a trick. They're
Interesting.
tricking your mind.
Yeah,
They're
it's that
pulling you
pattern.
in.
It's one of those
Yeah,
patterns that people are drawn to. On
exactly. Like the
painting.
golden ratio, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
So
But
yeah, if you ever look it up,
Ace,
there's
Aceman and Laird did a lot not knowing.
exactly not
How to,
knowing they were doing
yeah,
it.
they were so drawn into it themselves that they didn't know.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I think that's what tests or stands the test of time for Ninja Turtles
Hmm.
is that they're very translatable. They're it's your classic, you know, hero arcs and stuff, and then it has this basic four structures of you know that are all different, and everyone could connect with either one or all of them.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my favorite and the one I keep mistaking as not your favorite is Michelangelo, and I've always loved him.
Mhm.
Even though I'm not like a super fan of like the color orange,
Right, right.
or nunchucks, even as cool as they are, it was always my favorite. So I guess everybody is able to pick one, and I don't think there's any of. I think that when it comes to a series with a group of this amount of characters, it's nice that is there are always fans of at least one of the characters, right? There's never
Yes.
in this context like how do I say it? There's one that's like less liked by other people, but I don't think that exists here. I think people, there's a good balance of people that like one or the other.
Yeah.
Maybe Leonardo, maybe not, because that would be too
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
He's the
Like,
leader one.
yeah, definitely Michelangelo is probably the most famous I've seen,
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
he is the funny one. And then,
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, you know, in theory, he should be the most likable one
Yeah.
because, yeah. And then Raphael, that's my brother's favorite.
Sure. Yeah.
People like hotheads, people like bad boys, and
Yeah.
so, and
Lone
then
wolves, right?
lone wolves, yeah. And
Totally.
then Donnie, everyone likes the dork.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God,
Nerds
if
are
you if you're over
too
on
good.
Tumblr, oh my God, they're obsessed with Donatello.
Oh, geez. All right.
Yeah. Leo, yeah, of course, he's the one that no one's gonna like. He's like it's like everyone's against your teacher, everyone's against the leader, everyone's against the boss.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe those bosses are gonna like Leo's traits. You know,
Yeah.
so
Right.
there's definitely the dynamic is there.
Mm,
So
man. Well, all right. Yeah, man. Um,
yeah, we got into Greek mythology
yeah,
and
I didn't
Greek
expect to go there. That's
philosophy,
weird.
man.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe we'll add a link to that kind of discussion or
All
something at
right.
the bottom of this. But yeah, is there anything you wanted to plug or mention? I know you have a Tumblr
Mm-hmm.
about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics specifically, and
Yeah.
so you want to just say some words about that?
Oh yeah. Well, I just wanted to go back, read it, read each and every issue,
Every
and then
single one from
every,
Volume
every
One.
from
From
volume one. Just
wow.
read every single issue.
Mhm.
Tell some jokes, and give a little summary. I mean, I'm pretty sure some people don't want to read something unless they know what's going to happen in it.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's kind of yeah. Okay.
Oh, I think
Maybe
I
a
think that's
headline, but I don't know
yeah.
what to say everything, right?
I
But
don't know.
or you put
I
spoiler
put a
tags.
summary,
Sure.
just in case people don't
Mhm.
want to read it. And yeah, you could check it out at
Sure.
tmntfever.tumblr.com.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm not very regular, but I will always have material. I could
Oh,
promise
yeah.
you that.
Yeah. I mean, oh, then maybe as you go along, you'll find that weird one I was talking about. I'll have to look that one
Yeah,
up
I
because
might. Yeah.
it was really weird. Like it was a really strange thing. I'm sure it's on a wiki somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, I also do other things. I I'm subscribed to a TMNT box. That's like a monthly secret box service that they send you in the mail, and you get a whole bunch of Ninja Turtle goodies.
Oh,
I do
it's like
I
a
do
loot
box.
crate, but
Yeah, it's kind of Loot Crate, but Ninja
okay.
Turtles.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put up reviews of that on there just
Mhm.
to show what I got. I think eventually I'm gonna go into the TV shows
Oh,
and
geez.
then review each episode.
Mhm.
So, but that's after the comics. So,
Yeah. Yeah. You have a lot of content to go
so yeah,
through.
there's a lot of yeah. I'll
Sure.
have my life's work cut out for me for that blog,
Yeah. Well, that's in your bucket list, I guess.
right?
Yeah.
Finish it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. So Thanks for coming on and talking to me not only about comics but also about a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was
Yeah. Just
yeah,
a TMNT talk.
yeah. That's what this ended up becoming, I guess. No, that's fine. I mean, that's where this goes, and
Mm.
I hope that people found this interesting. I hope they, if not, if they don't know Turtles, I hope they check it out, and if they do know Turtles, I hope they have something to say. Maybe they'll yell at us.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
I got some info wrong.
yeah, maybe we're
Yeah.
totally fine. We're just super casual about it, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. I guess that's it. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Comic Fiend and TMNT Fever signing out.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to TCFCF. Tune in next week for another conversation about comics. And don't forget, the Comic Fiend is your comic friend too.